Let's understand what a base resume is. And when you were doing this in Google Docs or Microsoft Word or Pages or any sort of document editor, the idea of having a base resume, which used to be referred to as a master resume, is having one comprehensive document of everything you've ever done. And what it allows for you to do is, one, have a record of all your accomplishments, but two, make it really easy to just kind of pick and choose the parts that are relevant for a particular position. Now, it's up to you on how detailed you want to get on your tailoring, if you want to go down to the word, if one company calls them members versus customers. That's up to you. I don't necessarily recommend that. At the most macro, if you're applying to social media manager positions and community manager positions, you might want like 2 profile resumes. And then there's everything in between. But a base resume allows you to have everything you've ever done. It allows you to reshape your bullets and your content for different positioning without needing to completely destroy other documents and with them having no understanding of one another. And that is the premise on which the Teal Resume Builder is built, and the Teal platform more broadly, because your career history is going to be helpful in other places as well. So what you have here is your career history, and I'd say it's mostly relevant for your work experience for the other sections as well. But here, as I manage my bullets, if I want to add a bullet, and let's just say, this is a new bullet. We'll just go ahead and do that so we can see it, and we'll save it. All right, and so on this job, we can see that this is a new bullet. Now, if I go ahead and duplicate this resume, and we'll go ahead and call this resume 2. So you just click there to rename your resume, and then it's saved. And if we go back to our resumes, and this is resume 1. So we have this bullet, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off 2 bullets. And I'm going to go back to my resumes and see resume 2. And they're still on. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and turn those off, and I'm going to drag this one to the top, because in this particular resume, I want that to be the top bullet. And if I go back over to resume 1, it's still down here and off. So you see I have this information that is spread across all resumes. Now you should watch the video on syncing and version control, because I'm going to talk about the complexities of how you can even have different content per resume and some of the ideas on how to manage that. But what I really want to show is that you have this base resume and that you can pull from it. So every time you make a new resume, you do that over here from your resume builder, you make a new resume, it's always going to start with your full career history. Depending on when you're watching this, there should be a new workflow where you could turn off all your content by default or turn it on all by default. That's coming, that is actively being developed, but at the time of recording, that wasn't ready. So I wanted to show how you do that. So that's why by default, when you make a new resume, it's pulling everything from your base resume. And what you're essentially doing every time you make a new resume is you're making a new view of that information, and each view can be modified and manipulated. So say I even want to pick a different template for this particular resume. I want to add in a different color. I want to rearrange things. I'm going to make this one have bigger spacing and more line height. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put the dates over on the right. And now when I go back over to my resumes, we'll go ahead and call this resume 3. Resume 1 still looks that way, right? But all the data is still the same data. So if now this is a new resume bullet, let's go ahead and edit that bullet. This is a new resume bullet that has been edited. And we'll go ahead and save that. Now for this particular case, I'm going to do a deep dive on its own video. I'm going to click Save to All Resumes so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And so now it's been edited. I go back to all my resumes. I go to resume 3 that looks entirely different with different settings and different order, but that bullet has been edited, right? So that's the idea of having a base resume. If you want to go deep into the syncing and how you can manage information, watch the specific module on that. But hopefully that explains the idea behind a base resume and having career history and career information that you can now make different views and permutations of without destroying your core information. And so as your career history gets richer and richer and you add more content, it's going to get faster and faster to make tailored specific versions of your resume to give you better chances of landing an interview.